Motivation feels powerful until it disappears. And when it does, most of us don't suddenly become disciplined. Instead, we start to procrastinate. We sit there doing nothing and feel worse by the minute. And here's what most of us seem to get wrong. We think that single moment means we're just not consistent enough. We think it means that we're not the person we made out to be in our heads. Motivation isn't actually the problem. For the longest time, I thought motivation was the thing holding everything together. The glue, if you like. I thought if I could just stay motivated for a little bit longer or more often, that everything would just finally click. But motivation is just a feeling, and feelings can change over time. Some mornings you wake up ready, other mornings you're tired, you're distracted, or you're already behind before the day even starts. And if your whole routine depends on feeling motivated, the moment that feeling dips, your structure just seems to collapse. And that's not because you're lazy, it's because the system you have is just too fragile. Look, for me, when motivation disappeared, it usually started to look something like this. I'd miss one small thing and then tell myself, well, the day's already gone now. Or here's another one. I'd say I'd start later. So, for example, if I got out of bed too late, I'd say I'll start my morning routine later. But that later just never came. Or I'd try force it for a bit, push through more power. But then that just leads to burnout. And then I disappear completely for a few days or a few weeks. And every single time the same thought showed up, what is wrong with me? Nothing was wrong with me. And that trigger was what actually changed things. What I stopped asking was, do I feel motivated today? Instead, I started asking simple questions like, what's the smallest thing I could do today that still counts? That sounds obvious now, and some of you are probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? In my head, I had to be a robot, otherwise I was just a failure. The motivation is that feeling that starts things. It gets you up and it gets you doing the first few steps, but it's not the fuel that keeps it going. Alright, look, I want to make it really simple and obvious in this video what I'm talking about. So, the gym is the clearest thing I can think of. So how did it make it clear for me? Well, before, it was if I don't have the perfect session, what's the point going? So I'd either go all in or just not go at all. I know some of you have been or are like this. Look, there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to change your mindset. Now it's if I show up for 20 minutes, that counts. Some days that turns into a great session, keep in mind. But the main difference is I don't fall off anymore. Your plan shouldn't only work on the good days. Even on the bad days, you should still pick yourself up and be able to do it. Why? Because you built a structure, you built a routine. You know what you're doing. It's your standard every single day. For example, this morning, I couldn't be bothered filming this video, but I still woke up and said, I always do an hour every day. So here I am, making a video. And that is what you need in your life. You need certain standards that just get you doing what you need to do. And along that line, it isn't just about gym or content or whatever you may be doing. It's work, it's study, it's routines, anything that you're trying to stay consistent with. You just need to work on your mindset. Make sure your systems are as strong as possible so you have the best chance. Don't get me wrong, some days I have bundles of motivation. I can just let it keep fueling me. Work, gym, anything. Like all of you, I have days where my motivation just completely disappears. I still procrastinate sometimes. I still have moments where I'd rather be doing nothing. But the difference now is I don't let that moment decide the whole day. I don't need to feel amazing to keep going. Take it step by step. If I had to give you one thing, just show up where you need to show up. You'll build that feeling that you can, that you're competent, that you're independent. So if motivation keeps letting you down, do the obvious. Stop looking for it. Build something that works without it. One small standard, one default action, something that still happens on your worst days. And that's how you're going to make consistency work. I may not be perfect every single day, but I can promise you one single thing. I'm consistent. And I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but every single day I show up to the gym. Every single day I show up to work and do my best possible. It's all about what type of standards you have for yourself. You're not meant to rely on motivation to push you in life. Your brain just doesn't work that way. Your brain looks for the easy option, but you need to push yourself around it and find that harder option that will actually lead to growth. A harder set in the gym, deep work where you actually focus instead of scrolling while you're studying. Make it easier to show up, not harder to feel ready. But hey, that's what changed it for me. I'm still working on it. And remember, you don't need to rush this. Take your sweet time. Just keep showing up, even if it's the bare minimum. 5 minutes of work or a little gym session. Just keep doing what you're doing. You've got this. That's it from me this week. I'll see you in the next one.